Hi, my name is Karen Hodges. In this session, I'm going to show you how you can save your searches. When we talk about savings, there's actually a couple of different things that you can do. You can save your search results, or you can save your search criteria. Let's talk about saving our search criteria first. So you'll see here in the search box, I have this beautiful search where I'm looking at my Access Combined data, where action is purchase or add to cart and status is not equal to 200. If you're not familiar with that type of log file, what I'm looking at here is information from my online e-commerce site where people are surfing through my products, adding something to their cart, and or trying to check out and spend money with me. But they're encountering a problem status code. That is, they weren't actually able to complete their purchase or add the item to their cart. I've then piped that to two following commands. One is a stats command to add up what the price is of all those items that they had either in their carts or tried to put into their cart when they encountered these errors. And I've saved that into a field called lost revenue. The final eval command here is prettying that up for me and putting a $sign and commas around it. It's a nice search, and it's a lot of typing. I don't want to have to retype this search every time I want to execute this same search criteria. So, with the search criteria currently in my search box, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Save menu and select the first option, Save Search. This is going to save the search criteria with a name that I provide. I'm going to give this search a name of Lost Revenue. You'll notice that in the search string box, the search criteria has been copied over from what I had in the search box. That's great. We want to test our searches first before we save them, because once we save them, the intention is we're going to execute them over and over again. We want to make sure we have a good search first. You'll notice that the time range from my time range picker also copied over into the Save Search box. So this is searching back the last 24 hours to now. Again, you could change the time range here using the different time range specifications that you have available to you. I'm going to leave it as is. You also have the option to keep this search as private or share it as read-only to all users of the current app. This determines who's going to be able to select the Lost Revenue search from the Searches and Reports menu. I'm going to keep it private for now. When I click on Finish, I have successfully saved this search criteria. And I get a confirmation box indicating that. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Scroll back up to the top. And you'll notice now when I click on the Searches and Reports menu, there's my search Lost Revenue. So if I want to re-execute the search, I simply select it from the menu. Saves a lot of time and a lot of typing. Now, a couple of things to note about this. When I selected Searches and Reports and looked at the Lost Revenue search on the menu, notice it has a little green dot next to it. The little green dot indicates that this search is private to me and I've not yet shared it with my colleagues. You saw when I was creating the search that I could have shared it at that time. But let's say I didn't, and now I want to. I can do that through the Manager link. So I'm going to click on the Manager link in the upper right-hand corner of the black logo bar. And on the left-hand side, I see a list of knowledge objects. I'm going to go ahead and click on Searches and Reports. And I get a list of all the saved searches and reports in the search app by any user. I'm going to go ahead, though, and click on the filter to filter this to those searches that I have created. And here it is, Lost Revenue. If I click on the Permissions link, I can go ahead and change this from being private to sharing it with all users of the current app. So I click on Permissions and select this app only. And I'm going to go ahead and let the power users read and write, meaning they can use the search or modify or delete the search as well. Whereas regular users, I'm just going to give them permission to read this search. That is, they can use it, they'll see it on the Searches and Reports menu, and they can execute the search. Go ahead and click on Save. Once I click on Save, you can see that the sharing has been changed from private to app. And so now this search is available to all users of the app with the permissions that I identified. You'll notice a couple of other actions over here to the right. I can disable this Save search, I can run it, I can clone it, I can move it or delete it. If I want to edit the search criteria, maybe I realize I want to add something more to it, I can click on the search name over here on the left-hand side. That makes available to me the search criteria that was used when I saved this search, and I could certainly add to it. I'm going to go ahead and click on Cancel right now. And so now I've changed the permission on my search. So if I go back to the Search app and click on the Searches and Reports menu, you'll notice that the little green dot next to the lost revenue search has gone away. That's a visual indicator to me that I have shared this with my colleagues. I'm going to go ahead and execute the search again. And this time I'm interested in saving the results of my search. I don't want to save the search criteria, I want to save the particular results at this stage of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Save and click on Save Results. This is going to allow me to save the results of my search as opposed to the search criteria. To access those saved results, I click on the Jobs link in the upper right-hand corner of the black logo bar. You'll notice when I click on Jobs, another window opens, and it shows me here's the lost revenue search that was executed on this date and time. If I want to take a look at the results from this search, I can click on the name of the search, and it will bring up those results. It's important to note that this is not a fresh run of the search. This is the results that were saved at the time I clicked on Save Results from the previous window. That's helpful if you want to gather a baseline or some type of snapshot in time of specific search results so that you can go back and compare to them or look at them later. I'm going to go ahead and X out this window and close out the Jobs menu as well. Notice also on the Save menu, there's an option to save and share the results. If I click on Save and Share the Results, I am presented with a link that I could then copy and paste into an instant message window, a mail message, whatever the case may be, so that other people could come and look at these results as well. When they click on the link, it would take them to the saved results, and they could examine those results. So it's a way for me to share results with another Splunk user without having to re-execute the search. Because remember, with real-time indexing, if I execute the search 5 seconds later from my colleague, I may not be getting the same results. So this is a way for us to ensure that we're looking at all the same results. I'm going to go ahead and click on Close. Now, there's another item that you might want to be able to do, and that is export your results. Maybe you want to use your results in some other application. I'm going to go ahead and change my search here to illustrate that one because it's a little more interesting to export a different set of results. Might be a more typical type of result set that you want to export, where I'm looking at the 120 events that created that lost revenue value. Notice just above my results there is an export link. If I click on Export, I can provide a file name. So I can go ahead and call this Lost Revenue. Identify the format that I want to export to, CSV, raw events, XML, or JSON. I'm going to go ahead and select CSV. And determine the number of results that I want to export. I can choose unlimited, or I can specify the number of results I want exported. In this particular example, I had 120 events. Let's say, just for example, I only wanted to export the first 100 of those. I could type in 100 and click on Export. The results have been exported, and I can go ahead and open up my browser window and go ahead and take a look at that CSV file. So again, we have a couple of different options. We can save our search criteria so that we can execute that same search over and over again by selecting it from the Searches and Reports menu. Or I can save the results of a particular search execution and access those results through the Jobs menu. Or I can save and share the results and get a permalink that I can send to other users so that they can look at the same results I'm looking at. And finally, above the search results, we looked at the export option where you can export results out of Splunk. Hopefully these techniques will save you some time and help you collaborate with your colleagues over your Splunk search results.